Thank you. I don't have anything to read from, unfortunately, for my sake. And I'm really sorry because I have to run to play a show in a few minutes. But thank you for having me. I wanted to tell the story of a time in Oneida's history. I'm not going to put a date on it, but when you go on tour as a band in the States, you're always ending up in places where people really don't give a shit about you. They don't give a shit about your music. It's just a brutal and different world out there to what we're doing. So I want to tell the story of a show in the history of Oneida, and you can kind of imagine, think about, well, I wonder when this happened to these guys. So we'll set the stage. We were doing a West Coast tour, and a friend of kind of a friend of a friend reached out to Shaheen, who's a guitarist with us, saying, hey, we'd love to have you play this show. It's in this amazing hotel near Santa Cruz. It's like massive, beautiful Art Deco era Hollywood Hill, or Hollywood escape from Hollywood type of place. You really have to come and play here on a Thursday with a bunch of my friends. So we had the day off and we agreed. It sounded fine. The woman had never put on a show before in her life, but we didn't that wasn't a red flag for us at the time. So we rolled up to the place. It was in the middle of the hills above Santa Cruz, so really kind of creepy drug dealer kind of Hell's Angels type of vibe, and the place was definitely beautiful. There was actually there's a river running through the dining room, and trees growing like redwoods in the dining room. So growing through the roof and rat shit in the corners, but you didn't notice that right away. So for a long time, I guess the hotel made its money by advertising, ghosts. You could come and hang out in this hotel, and then there were ghosts there. That was an attraction for people, I guess. At this time, it was super down and out. There were no guests to speak of, and they kind of built a really cheap motel-style section next to this old Art Deco, beautiful wood structure where we stayed. So anyway, we got there, and we were told before we arrived that there would be 8 bands on the bill, which, if anybody has ever gone to a show in your fucking life, that sucks. That's a lot of bands on a Thursday. It's a lot. Too many. But we thought, okay, fine, we'll do it. And then when we arrived and we learned that there was actually 11 bands. And the woman who was very, very bright and chipper and super pause was telling us that definitely we get started on time. People would start at 7, 15-minute sets, kind of shit. And by the time 9:30 rolled around, I think the first band started. So Oneida was a headliner, let's just cut to this is a 3-minute story. So cut to the chase. It's about 12:30, and we learned that there's a strict 1 a.m. curfew, and there was still three bands to play or 4. There's no fucking way we were gonna play. But Oneida always plays. We always play, no matter what. We actually played in the basement of a frat to nobody when the frat brothers shut down the party. We just insisted on playing to no one. But so we had to play. We had to play. But you know, this being kind of a drug dealing area, there was some real like scary people who were working security who really didn't want us to play at all. And the woman who was running the event was no good at this point. She was sobbing, definitely on some kind of drugs, and really she could no longer face the fact that she disappointed us, which, I mean, that really wasn't what was going on. We were upset, but so anyway, we just said, look, we're gonna play. We need to do this. And actually, you'll understand, this was actually last year. So a band that we'd never met before called Light Asylum, who you may know, they were there too. And we were just like, what the fuck is going on? Because they hadn't played yet either. So we quickly became like the closest of friends and realized like, all right, the only way we're gonna play is if each of us do, you know, one song. So they set up and they played. They actually did 2 awesome songs, and Oneida was set up in the front. And we played for about 5 minutes. We got paid nothing. And after the night was over, the woman's car got, you know, towed, and because the hotel was worried that she wouldn't pay the rental fee, which I don't think she ever did. But anyway, so that's kind of life on the road for Oneida. Thank you so much.